Okay, hi. Now I'm currently refactoring the main execution flow of the game. So the one that handles the game events and the uh spawning of the actors in the game. Because ever since I implemented the level instancing, that pretty much break how the execution works in our game. So originally, how the execution works is that every time you load up a new level, it starts from scratch. So all the execution starts from the game mode and everything starts there every time I jump to a new node. And obviously, that's why there's always a few seconds to load before jumping to the next level, which sucks. So I tried using level instancing, and that basically makes it so that I just change the background while still retaining the same level. And yeah, so now that I'm using that, it means that the level will be persistent and just stay in one level the whole time for the entire run. So now I would need to rework the entire execution flow of the code to support that. And yeah, so I started working on that. It's a pretty big part of the core logic of the game. That's why there's a lot of stuff that I have to refactor. That includes the node map, which is what I focused on, or the node data. That was heavily reliant on the levels starting from scratch for it to move to a different node. So yeah, since right now the game won't run right now since everything is broken. And yeah, that's pretty much how it's expected. It's not yet in the working state right now. The game isn't broken. Everything is still working. It's just that I just need to fix how they're all executed in sequence. So this this is a quick like plan overview that I made for myself so I don't lose track of what I'm doing since this is a pretty big thing that I have to work on. And I just added these icons since oh man, there's a lot of people messaging right now. But yeah, I just pull out icons just to add more visuals since if everything is text, I just my eyes just doesn't like to read it. So adding a visual here helps for me to differentiate. And yeah, so this I can go through the stuff that I'm gonna rework for today since I don't have anything else to share. So first is the game mode. So I'm gonna make this the game mode is the actor that or the class that initializes the run. So the one that does this where all the execution starts. This one that initialize the run and also initialize the game and the saving every time the game loads up again. So it initializes the run once since the run can only be initialized once, then it also handles the game initializing every time it's opened up. And what this is what I worked on today mostly since before there was no differentiation before between initializing the run and initializing the game. By initializing a run, I mean like when you first start a run, there's some stuff that you have to initialize first for the entire run. So I didn't have anything like that. I just did some workaround to make it so that something gets initialized once per run. But now I just reworked it so that I have a proper way to execute those type of code. So that's already a big help for me. Another thing is the encounter actor. So this one is basically what determines what type of encounter will happen. And previously, the encounter actor also manages the player ship to spawn and the player crew members to spawn, all the player related stuff to spawn. But you can see how that's a problem now since it was fine every time you open a new level, the encounter loads. But now it's a problem since there's only one level. The player only needs to spawn once. That's why I moved it to the game mode. The game mode will be the one to uh, handle the player spawning and stuff like that. And the encounter will just be primarily focused on the external encounters, the external stuff like spawning the enemy, spawning a shop, or making the shop run, are showing the shop UI. So everything that has to do with the encounter only. So the player is not included here. And then the other thing that I worked on is also the node manager. And this is basically the one that generates the node data. Okay, what are the nodes in the map? How are they connected? What are the encounters in each node? What are the levels in each node? How are they saving? How are they loading every time I open the game? And what are the states of them? Or have they been visited already? So this node manager, I created this new node manager to handle all of that because previously all that node data has been handled by the game mode. And the reason it was there since I back then I made the node stuff, it was I wasn't that skilled yet because the node pretty much has been existent within the game and for this whole time. I made the node system like when it was still in its fourth prototype or something. But yeah, the node was one of the oldest code. That's why I had to really refactor everything there and remove it from the game mode and put it on its own very own node manager. So everything is in one place. That's neat, and it will execute what I wanted to do exactly, and it'll be very controlled. So that's why this is another thing I'm happy about, that finally that part of the code is getting reworked. It's been in the back burner this whole time in the Jira tickets. I was just this whole time I was wondering when I'll be able to refactor this one, and I guess today is the day. And then for tomorrow, this other stuff that I'll do. So the environment manager, this is the one to will showcase what environment will be in the background, what are the lighting conditions, and possibly the weather conditions if we're gonna have any. So that's why I'm gonna put it all in the environment manager, just in case we also need to, change the weather, change the lighting, while still being in the same map. So that's why I think this is important. State manager, this is one to handle. Okay, what's the current state of the game? Is the player? Is the enemy? Wait, wait, that's probably a bad example. Wait, state manager is the one that says, okay, did the player do the tutorial already? Did the player meet this crew member already? Did they do the quest? This quest? Did they meet this shopkeeper? So this is basically like a global data container that will uh tell the game what the state of the player is currently. So it can immediately know uh what to do in certain scenarios. And then the final one, wait, I think, yeah, I already implemented this one. This is the global event manager. And this is basically a manager that handles global events. So is the ship dead? Is the player dead? Is the enemy dead? Previously, they've all of these events have been handled specifically for each actor. So the player ship will have a player death event. I mean, ship destroyed event. The crew member will have a crew member death event. The enemy will have the enemy death event. So as you can see, the more stuff that we put into the game, the harder it is to manage all of these events. So just gonna have a global event manager that handles all of that, and it's all in one place, and that's what's most important when it comes to modularity and scalability. So yeah, if you're wondering why haven't I thought about implementing this stuff earlier, is because yeah, previously the game was small, so I never needed the stuff like this for the game, and also I knew it would be a big task to refactor and add this to the game, so I just kept it in the back burner this whole time. But now, since the game's growing, we're gonna have a demo. People are gonna play the game now. We're gonna launch this in Steam. I mean, in itch.io. So yeah, I need the better way to structure the game execution and events and everything like that. So everything will be implemented easily, and the code will be so much neater, and I'll be happier while I'm coding. Yeah. So this is for my own sanity why I'm implementing all of this. And obviously for the scalability and being able to add more content to the game easily. So yeah, other than that, that will be my update for today. So yeah, these stuff here, the game mode, the encounter, The game mode then count. Wait, this one, the game mode I did this. The node manager is done. The event manager is done. The encounter, it's not yet done. I still have to work on that. State manager, not yet done. Environment manager, not yet done. So, yeah, that'll be the stuff that I'll do for tomorrow. Other than that, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.